boils and ghouls, and welcome once again to Wannabe Reviewers Freaky Flicks. Now, for tonight's movie, I have my good friend Bojack, my pet horse. He's just hanging out over here, looking chill with his little hat, because for tonight's movie, I am, of course, covering Pet Sematary, the 2019 version. Now, not recently, I guess for a while, people have been really fascinated with adapting Stephen King's books into movies and stuff. And, I feel like that was really popular in the 80s, then it kind of calmed down. Recently, we've had a big resurgence of it with, Dark Tower and It Chapter 1 and 2, In the Tall Grass, and now, Pet Sematary. So I guess the question is, how does this, newer version hold up? And honestly, I'm just going to say it now. I really think that is a weaker version compared to the first one, all right? I'll get into that in a moment, so, going with the plot, in case someone just somehow doesn't know about it, the whole premise of Pet Sematary is it's about this small family that they move to a town, and the husband, he's a doctor sort of character, and basically he's the protagonist of the story, and it follows him as, he moves there with the family. It shows him dealing with his job, and it really focuses on his friendship with, the next-door neighbor. And the next-door neighbor, he has a good relationship with him, they become good friends, and at one point, the family cat gets run over because they live, right next to, a road where, speeding trucks are passing by all the time. And the neighbor, because he has a good relationship with him, he tells him, okay, let me show you this secret, but you gotta, keep it secret, and you gotta, be very careful or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he basically takes them to this burial ground. And it's behind a pet cemetery where kids bury their pets. It's this burial ground. And he explains to him that, it belongs to, it belongs to this tribe. And apparently, if you bury something there, it gets resurrected. It comes back. And sure enough, our main character, he buries the cat there, and the cat comes back, but it comes back a little wrong. Instead of being, a very lively, friendly cat, it comes back, violent and kind of, keeps to itself. It's always watching. It's really creepy. But, whatever. At least the cat came back. His kids won't be sad, so there you go, right? However, when tragedy strikes and one of his kids gets killed by, like I said, they live on a road where, trucks are passing by really fast, he's in so much grief that he decides to bury his kid there. And the neighbor's against it, his neighbor tells him, don't do it, the ground is sour, and, burying, an animal there is one thing, but a person getting resurrected, it's dangerous, blah, blah, blah. Main character doesn't listen, buries his kid there, and sure enough, the whole climax of the thing is the kid coming back, but he comes back wrong, and kids attacking everybody, and, blah, blah, blah. So that's the premise, it's about messing with, holy ground that leads to resurrection, but in the wrong way. And when it comes to things that I liked about the movie, I'll start with those real quick. I liked the acting. I thought that the acting was pretty good. I've been surprised with every movie that I've covered so far, except for maybe the Sharon Tate movie. I do think the acting has been pretty on point, but I thought the acting was good. I thought that John, I want to say his name's John Lithgow. I've only really seen him in comedies, so seeing him here as a serious character, that was really cool. Really enjoyed that. The cat, I don't know, the cat was my favorite character. It's just so foreboding and creepy, and the way it stares, this evil presence. Really love that. And yeah, the whole atmosphere is good. Some of the tension near the beginning and stuff, I thought that was really well done. I'm trying to think of other stuff that I liked, atmosphere, characters, I guess some of the tension, some of the imagery was kind of cool. But yeah, when it gets to the bad stuff, they changed a lot, and for no reason, which I think really kind of, I think it brought the movie down. I don't want to spoil it, but in the middle when, like I said, he buries someone at the cemetery, they changed that up. And why they've changed that up, I don't know. So it just feels weird. Why did they change that? If you see the movie, you'll see what I mean. Likewise, at the end, instead of it being this ambiguous ending where, I don't know, the guy's kind of lost everything, including his wife, and it's all about, he decides to bury her, and he says, maybe because I did it sooner, she'll come back okay. And it's kind of ambiguous because it ends, the book ends with him at home, and sure enough, he feels his wife hugging him from behind, and he hears her raspy voice saying "darling," and so it's like, is it raspy because of, she got resurrected, or is she back to normal? Is she not? Like, we don't really know. Like, I thought that was excellent in the book. In the original movie, they don't end it like that, but they end it in a way that's also pretty good. Here, they just end it in a totally different manner, where I don't know if they were just trying to be like, more interesting or more edgy or something, but it ends totally different, and like, I didn't like it. I thought it was just like kind of silly, over the top. So that's one thing. Another thing I didn't really like, I didn't like the pacing. I felt the pacing was just very off, Like, I get that there's like some history and some lore with like the Pet Sematary and stuff, but I feel like they just kind of kept talking down to the audience and explaining everything and like exposition dump here and there, It's like, I feel like, I get it, there's lore, but you don't need to like spend this much time building it up and explaining everything, So I feel like the pacing was kind of off for like that first half. So yeah, even though it has good acting and it does have, good atmosphere and, some tense moments and stuff, I didn't like the changes. I didn't like the pacing. And yeah, like I said, like the ending was just like a big one for me. I didn't like the ending. It just felt very unnecessary, So that's the reason that I think, honestly, the original one is better. I think it's like more well done. I think it sticks to like the book a little closer. But yeah, guys, would I recommend it? I guess is at the end of the day, as a movie that I'm gonna say, oh, watch it and you'll enjoy it and like have fun with it. No, I think the original one is better. But in the sense of, if you want to compare it to the original, like if you want to watch them back to back so you can kind of compare and contrast like the differences, I guess I would recommend it because it is interesting to see, what they adapt differently. But yeah, like I said, would I recommend it on its own? No. But if I recommend it as a part of like, comparing like the book, the original and the new one, then yeah, then I would recommend it because it is at least interesting to see how they change things. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. But that's been my freaky flick for tonight, guys. And like I said, I'll be back tomorrow, and have a good one. Bye-bye.